Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Focus shall make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Yeah, Manifestations 2020 in the building. What's cracking, fellas?
Yo, 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 yo.
Yeah.
One time for the one time.
You already know. It's your boy Major Gage. I'm in the building tonight with my partners Anthony Malcolm and Bobby Drake, and we are Manifestations 2020. We're going to get into it tonight about these fools out here struggling for attention, doing any and every goddamn thing to be seen. You understand what I'm talking about? Because it needs to be gotten to. So we're going to get to it tonight. Before we get into it, why don't y'all go ahead and bless the people with a little quick shout out? Anything y'all want to shout out and talk about? Go ahead, go get with it.
Just shout out to everybody out there that's maintaining, man. I know life is tough right now, and you're doing everything that you need to do to pivot and keep your head above water. So just keep doing what you're doing, and I promise, man, the consistency will pay off in the long run.
All facts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bobby Drake, what you got?
Absolutely. Big co-sign of that. And just bringing greetings, salutations, and blessing to the family, man. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody's all right. And hanging tough like there. And like Ann said, man, bad times don't last. So just ride it out. Nothing's ever going to be too good or too bad for too long. So try to stay in the middle at all times. When you up, don't let your head get swollen. Don't get too carried away. Don't take it for granted. Just be appreciative of the moment. When times are down, be grateful for the times you was up, and just know that it's coming around again. So don't ever get lost in the shuffle. You want to be right dead center. So nothing life throws at you, up, down, good, bad, whatever, ever gets you off your keel. You always on point no matter what. And if you do need a little extra pick-me-up, I am pleased to announce that my OG, the GOAT himself, is at the helm of another one. Mr. Nasir Jones and Mass Appeal Records done put out another classic gem. Our dear brother Ghostface Killer, Pretty Tony, aka Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, aka Ghostini, dropped some heat this past Friday with Supreme Clientele 2. So if you are a fan of good quality hip-hop, if you believe that 90s, 2000s was that golden era, if you like that quality sound, when the music meant something, when it had storytelling, when it had quality skits. See, the newer ones, they don't know about it. They stopped putting skits in the albums. Probably sometime around maybe 2012, 2013. But the old heads, we remember those skits. And some albums, some of the skits were more memorable than the actual tracks on there. But we got some classic skits. We got some classic songs as well. Not too many crazy features and some good quality content as well. So if that don't pick you up, I don't know what will. You might need to look at something more clinical for your needs. But this right here, some good quality music for your headphones. Go ahead and invest in that, man.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Ghostface. Shout out to real hip hop. We don't hear enough of it. So, it's about time for some of y'all older heads maybe to start stepping back into the fray and showing these new cats what it is. Because we're seeing a lot of that. The cats in hip hop right now even that are popping, that really got something to say and that people really, listen to in a state of mind where they're sought after are the older rappers. Kendrick Lamar is the #1 rapper in the world right now. Kendrick Lamar is like 40. You understand? And it used to be a joke back in the days. Oh, you a 40-year-old rapper. It was a thing, you know what I'm saying? But like people don't stop to think, when you're 40 or even in your 30s, whatever the case may be, that's kind of when you know something. You got the most to say.
It's when you should.
When you're an older head, so to speak. That's why I don't take that excuse. I don't accept that excuse from Andre 3000 that, you can't rap because you too old to rap. Nigga, you better put that goddamn flute down and get your ass on the mic somewhere. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Shout out to Andre 3000, but I just had to keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but you know what? Hear that shit. But you know what? Also, because there's a little bit of overlap with this. What's going on, brother James? Blessings, family.
Yo, what's happening?
There's actually a little bit of we can actually, if you want to string this out a little bit, because there actually is a little bit of overlap with that and this week's topic. Because I was actually thinking about Andre when you were talking about something about the old heads. But what this year, really the last couple months, but since it's not just a month, it looks like this is a trend now for this year. Seeing that old really ain't cold.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, the whole concept of if you have nothing to give, you're old, you're shovel, make way for the young heads, which we have to do. But as long as you have something to contribute, you are very much relevant.
Period.
Very much timely, and quality will always outlive you. So
Yes.
If you are if you have dedicated yourself to your craft, if you made your business to get good at something, and this is why mastery is so important. If you made it your business to really become him or her, you that dude, that chick, and what you do, you can keep going for as long as you feel like it, because quality will always be in demand. No matter if you're 80 years old or 10 years old, if you have quality, if you've got something to say, there will always be a place there for you. And so for that reason, I actually respect Andre 3000 making that statement, because now we feel like he has a lot more to give, but the man knows himself. If he feels, according to Andre Triple Stack standards, that he doesn't have any more ideas, any more creativity, and so he'd rather just sit in the sidelines and do something else, I respect that.
I respect that. I respect the sentiment.
Because he's not like a lot of these attention seekers and chasers that just want to be seen. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
Taking up space.
I respect the sentiment.
Yeah. I wish more people would do that.
I don't feel it's sincere, though. I think he's being lazy. That's just what I feel. But I feel your point.
I want to say on top of me being an artist myself.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that everybody's like, yo, you have talent. You never dropped anything, right? I've always been on people's features and everything like that. I can honestly say I fell out of love with hip hop a while ago, man. It's an inspiration that really ain't had me there. So I can feel some sentiment of what Andre is saying. I think more of it is not that he don't have nothing to say. I just don't think he's getting inspiration from other people. Because when you look at the rappers from back then versus the rappers now, the rappers, like you even listen to some of the interviews, right? Motherfuckers had to come hard on the track if you knew you was on a feature with 3 other motherfuckers. You had to come up with it. So by the level of competition of trying to outdo somebody on the track, that's why we have so many great tracks out there. And it ended up being one of the reasons we had one of the most legendary battles in hip hop and destroyed one of our legendary figures, which was the 4-3-2-1 that led to LL Cool J and Cannabis being in the battle together, and Cannabis ended up getting destroyed, and his career went downhill afterwards. But it took like that 4-3-2-1, knowing that LL rewrote his verse. Yo, that shit is so powerful, and I think the inspiration of it all is why a lot of real dope MCs have lost stuff over the years, and now you're starting to see some of them get some form of inspiration and coming back to the scene.
And I'm hoping that it's more. I'm hoping it's more. We got a full show today. Let's get into it, man, because this ties in very well with what we're going to discuss today, because we got a lot of hip hop heads or so-called hip hop heads and people who think that they are hip hop aficionados out here talking smack. So
it's the event in hip hop that broke the camel's back. Pause. To make it to where you could snitch. And if you make good music or something, you could still live out here in hip hop. Like what was the straw that broke the camel's back in hip hop, where we had a code and there is no code no more?
Too many of them.
Sold out concerts.
I don't think you can escape them. They all around. They're like New York City rats. Humans. It's rats everywhere.
You signed with Rock Nation. What made you sign? Because you could have signed with anybody. What made you sign with Rock Nation?
There's a woman named Desiree Perez. Bye.
So, you know, Fat Joe is a repeat offender. He is a habitual offender. He's famous now for coming out talking this nonsensical lie about how Latinos and blacks created hip hop 50-50. He's talking that bullshit all the time. Then he came out and he said something disrespectful about foundational black Americans. Tried to say he called us foundational black authority or whoever them broke niggas on Twitter is, whatever the case may be. He has a song on his on one of his albums where he says, and I quote, "Who's going to tell me that I can't say nigga? Nigga, 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 nigga." And nobody slapped the shit out of his ass, so he kept on. You understand? And so now we're here. Fat Joe is still talking and just talking a bunch of bullshit. I don't know what the pay must be for Jadakiss to sit up there and listen to this guy just open his mouth and just start vomiting bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Because Fat Joe never really says anything that's particularly interesting or relevant. You know, I just get from him, you know, this, I think I'm black, I think I'm down. You know, this whole time when he was hosting the BET Awards, I don't know whose idea that was, but some nigga thought it was okay to let this fool host the damn BET Awards, and now he's talking this. And you can kind of tell that he's reaching for topics to discuss because it was just kind of out of the blue, and nobody's really talking about that, and nobody's really concerned with that right now, but especially from you, Fat Joe. You signed the Rock Nation. Your boss is Desiree Perez, who is a federal informant. And you out here talking about snitching? And then every time they start talking, you know, he starts getting into his bag, like, you know, talking about, oh, you know, that's how it's the Bronx, you know what I mean? There's all this bullshit. Dude, who died and made you hip-hop aficionado, Fat Ho? I mean, Joe?
You had it right the first time.
It makes my head explode. I can't stand this motherfucker. Every time he starts talking, it's like nails on a chalkboard. He makes my ass itch. Go ahead, y'all cook on that. That drove me crazy.
Well, when you look at Fat Joe, growing up, and he got a lot of his claim, you know, just being around black folks, just like a lot of the Hispanic community, they had a large rise of being close and attaching themselves to black folks. And what happened is it's kind of like that same plan that they use with what's the Jewish guy in the political world? Bernie Sanders. And they had Bernie Sanders, you know, around Dr. King. And then when it became Dr. King was out the picture and all the other guys were pretty much out the picture. Now, all of a sudden, Bernie Sanders, like 70, 80 years old, coming out saying all the things that he was doing and all the stuff he should have got recognized for. And he was part of the real movement, when in actuality, he was just a dude putting his head down, trying to be a part of something that he knew was a big, was going to end up being a big movement in the long run. So basically just trying to stick your place in and get notarized later on down the road. And I think that's what happened with Fat Joe, because if you think about the Hispanic community like that, Fat Joe only came to rise because it was a limited amount. And mind you, remember, Fat Joe was in the shadow of Big Pun. Had Big Pun not died, Fat Joe wouldn't be as big as he is now. The same reason as Jay-Z is big, because Biggie died. Jay-Z's been in the wings behind Biggie for a long time. So when you look at things like that, and then you start to see like the real competition, they either God called them home, or they just died out of the limelight. Now you're seeing these goofies picking up the mic and acting like they were the one from day ones doing everything. And you start to see how phony they are. And also the ones that are picking up the mic that really wasn't doing stuff like that, paving the way, are the ones that's really being funded to push an agenda onto the mass society, because now they're the face that a lot of people recognize. So those are the deadly ones that you gotta get out of the paint. Those are the Jesse Jacksons and all these other government people that do more poison to the black community than doing anything positive. And I'll land my plane on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bobby Drake.
Oh.
Come on.
Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Obese Joseph. Gordo Jose.
It's your boy.
I gotta tell you, man, I gotta give kudos. I gotta give credit where it's due. Fat Joe might possibly my absolute favorite, greatest of all time STD, because I swear I can't get rid of him. This dude makes herpes look like a long distant relative. I mean, for the love of God, he just won't go away.
Oh,
and the funny thing is, I actually have seriously though, real talk, I actually have a special relationship with Fat Joe. Outside of, because I think I mentioned before, but I didn't grow up on hip hop. My household wasn't a hip hop household. We grew up on, there's other things that played in the house. Hip hop was something that I grew up on. So hip hop was something I literally came into later on in my life. The first exposure, I'm not talking about what you hear on the radio playing, but I'm talking about actually, some headphones and listening, personal, individual listening. The first exposure encounter I had with rap music was actually Fat Joe. I remember I was in my 3rd grade class, and there was a whole bunch of black folk in my school, in my class anyways, but one of the sisters that I had a class with, we had some downtime. She was listening to a CD player, and whatever she was listening to, she was jamming. I'm like, what's that? Can I hear? So she said, sure. I listened to it, and I was like, I get about maybe 30, 45 seconds tops. I'm like, okay, cool. I just get right back. I was not interested. I asked who it was, couldn't find out that it was yours truly, Fat Ho.
Yeah.
And that album, Bet Your Man Can't Triz or whatever. So that was my first encounter with rap music. When I heard it, I wasn't interested. In my mind, off top, oh, this is rap music? Garbage. So before I even knew or had a real introduction to rap music, when I heard, I'm like, whatever it is, this ain't it. This ain't that. It wouldn't be till several years later in 6th grade, or 3 years later in 6th grade, I bumped into one of my oldest friends, and he was playing something in his headphones. I was like, what you listen to? And then I actually heard some real hip hop. I heard Mos Def. I heard Nate Dogg. I heard Pharoah Monch. I heard real bars and lyricism. And that's when I got bit by the bug. But God forbid, if I only had one shot at that genre, and it was Fat Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was going to be it. So from inception, this goofball has been staking up the room. It can only be because he's such an amazing tether. And if there's ever a definition or a picture definition of tether, it would definitely be him.
Yeah.
Only because he's had a knack for recognizing talent and glomming onto it. Could he have made it for this long? He did it with Big Pun, much love to Pun, Big Pun and Cuban Link and Terror Squad.
Yeah.
That was Pun's organization. Pun has always had amazing talent, always had a lot of respect for FBA culture and the culture of hip hop as well. Later on, once Pun is no longer with the picture, he booted out Cuban Link because Cuban had a lot of influence. He couldn't stand him. That's why nobody that knows Cuban or Fat Joe rocks, or Pun rocks with Fat Joe to this day. He glommed down to Remy Ma, who had a lot of talent back then. That was Pun's protege. Really, he was riding her coattails to success because Remy Ma was the one carrying Terror Squad.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did in the Latin community, but as far as the black community, Remy Ma was the only linchpin they had to black people in rap game like that. And
correct.
Saved them for being a reggaeton, Boricua Cubano band, what have you.
Yeah.
Even later on, the Plato Plomo album, again, Remy making the whole album for them. And now here we go. Remy pretty much sidelined with the whole relationship with Pap and her incarceration, so she was out the picture. Fat Ho had to find other ways of being relevant. So what did he do? Glom onto other people. Now he's getting gigs for being a BET Awards host, which is crazy. There's no way on earth they would ever make Snoop Dogg the consecutive host of Latin Grammys, but I digress.
Yeah, let me just interject real quick before you wrap up. If he even respected black culture at all, he wouldn't have even accepted that invitation. Go ahead.
Absolutely not. Big Pun might have accepted it once out of humility. I'm almost positive he wouldn't accept it the second time because he recognized the need for that. That's not the mindset. And now here we go again. BET is on the decline. No one's checking for the awards, or the network as a whole. Once again, Fat Tether Ho was in the lurch. I got to get put on again.
Yeah.
I don't know how he made it happen, but somehow he was able to latch on to Jada and get this whole podcast thing going on. I was shocked when I saw that. Like, bro, there's so many other dope artists you could have actually partnered with for this. Why him?
I can't tell you, bro. I could go on all day on Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure that story right there, because you know how things go. Everything's novel now, it's fresh and everything. Give it about 9, maybe 10 years. Someone's going to be on DJ Vlad or somewhere with the story about how that came to pass. I'm sure it's going to be something janky that went on too, but
Guaranteed.
But
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna let time do what time does and reveal all. That's not above my pay grade right there.
Facts. Well, I mean, you know, this is where we are, man. You know, a couple other characters in here. You know, when you talk about real hip hop, you know, that does something to me because I love to acknowledge the people in real hip hop and whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, you know, because you do have some real heads out there, you know, and people who really were genuine and created real art and made contributions at one time. And then they just started getting desperate and doing anything for attention as well. I think a lot of these people today, I think the message, the overarching message with everybody is when your time is up, bow out gracefully. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not seeing any of that. People are doing all kind of buffoonish shit all the time for attention. And when I think about people doing buffoonish shit for attention more than anybody else, this is the person that comes to mind.
You might not believe in God, but God believes in you. It's not a battle you can win.
I love Jesus Christ. I love Christianity. I fear and love God. When you remove the fear and love of God, you create the fear and love of everything else. You're talking to somebody right now that only fears God, and Jesus has won the victory, bro.
Are you in that space where you're comfortable enough to say, this is where I am right now? I'm still a man of God. Jesus still is king, but this is vultures right now. This is where I am.
I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. I had to put my experience in this world, my experience with my children, my experience with other people, my experience with my account, my experience with my brand, and my experience with the level of music that I was dealing with in my own hands. Because I'm God. And anyone that disagree, I'm the God of me. And you can't tell me who I am. I'm the God of me.
Why say fuck Virgil after he passed? It feels like you still have a little bit of animosity there.
I'm evil.
You don't think about like his family and other people that love him?
I am an evil person.
So yeah, you know, unfortunately, you know, you have some people like Kanye, used to be a giant in hip hop. You know, I felt at one time, you know, he was one of the greatest entities in the history of hip hop. You know, and even just his old stuff alone may still, you know, to some people have him in that conversation. But then he started with all these antics, and he's just been on this antics tirade that just doesn't stop for the past, I want to say 7 or 8 years or so. The last Kanye West concert I went to was the Life of Pablo tour, and we walked out, we left. You know, he kept ranting on stage, you know, and people say that he's mentally ill. I told y'all before, I don't believe it. He may be. You understand what I'm saying? But again, you know, if you're mentally ill, you should be focused on getting help, you know, and I would think, because he talks a lot about the handlers and the people around him, the people who send him to go, yeah, for me, I don't recognize this Kanye or acknowledge him. Exactly. Sister Janae is like, yo, I don't know who this cat, I don't get who's this your man's, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to you, sister. I mean, the guy is unrecognizable. You know, and what annoys me more than anything is his fans. Like, he has this cult following of people that just refuse to call him out for anything to this day. You know, when you start running around talking about how you are God, you are your own God, and nobody can tell you because you're the God of you and all. No, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a problem, you know, because that is part and parcel of what they teach in the Church of Satan. They teach self-worship. For those that don't know, people think they teach you to worship Satan. No, they teach you to worship yourself. And that bullshit he just said on that clip is fresh out of the teachings of Aleister Crowley, for those that know. You understand? And when you start getting into shit like that, now that's something else, you know. And I really, really feel bad for Kanye. If he is mentally ill, I really pray that he gets the help he needs. But again, like I've said with other people in the past, when you keep putting this stuff out there and infecting other people, that's when I got a problem with you, you know, because it's not like Bobby says all the time, it's not a victimless crime. You just coming out here talking all this reckless shit is not a victimless crime. You are harming other people with your toxicity, you know, and it's like Sister Janae said, I don't recognize this man. And he used to be so profound and so dear to the community. It's really heartbreaking to watch. What y'all say, man?
Well, like I say, I can separate the two when it comes to artists, their craft, and who that individual person is. I college dropout. I love that. I think that's one of the
we all do. Yes.
Most powerful CDs that actually has been very impactful in my life. I even me and my brother even got closer when I sent him that song Big Brother from the album over to I don't know is that College Dropout or that was another one.
That's not College Dropout. I think that's late registration.
Yeah, I think late registration. I think so. One of the two. But I sent him that, you know, that Kanye song actually made me and my brother real close because it was me acknowledging my brother, you know, admiring him through the lyrics and stuff like that, like how he was admiring Jay-Z. So I can say that part of my life was very much impacted by that Kanye from the early ages. Kanye, people got to understand how powerful Black women are. And that's why it hurts my heart to see that we are at gender war for so long with Black women, Black men and Black women, and Black women with Black men, is because we need each other. And the prime example of that is his mother. His mother was his rock, his backbone. She was the one who made him sane. No, when he was off his rockers, when she was alive, she would straighten him out without even straightening him out publicly. You know what I'm saying? So it was things like that came into play that a lot of people don't even recognize or realize. But once you lose that, when he had got his mom the surgery and she eventually passed away, you know, God forbid that happen, man. I wouldn't want nobody to wish that on my worst enemy, to lose your mother, especially trying to do something for her and it end up being a result while she's not here no more. And that plays a big burden on a lot of people. Sometimes people never be the same after a parent, especially your mother, pass away like that. And he hasn't been the same since. So mentally, he's always had a mental disorder. He's been diagnosed with it from birth. So him being off his rockers, that is factual that he is mentally in that state of mind. But at the same time, you have crackheads out here that are crackheads that a lot of people don't even know they're crackheads because they're full functional, right? So you have this guy with this disorder that's full functional, but also at the same time, so you could tell by the way he speaks and the way he's doing things that he's not in his right mind state. So you don't have nobody around you to pull you like that, because all you do is you push away friends because you have this self-sufficient ideology and you don't have nobody there holding you accountable. So now you have all the money, all the power, and no friends, and now you don't have people that's going to tell you the right things in order for you to be back on the right track. And now you're spiraling out of control, and that's just what it is. Now I land my plane.
Pitiful. Go ahead, Bobby. What you got?
No, I'm on the same boat with Ant for that, man. You know, every time I see Kanye, all I can do, it's not even an active thing. It's just a reaction. I just shake my head by default, because I see a brother who really was destined for greatness as far as music goes. And I know some people might think that's a wild take that you have, Ant, but I agree with that wholeheartedly. Kanye, if not for his mental mishaps, might very well, when it was all said and done, have ended up being arguably the greatest figure in hip hop, if for no other reason than because he did it at both levels. We've never seen someone be an amazing, legendary producer, and some of the songs that he's behind, the writing, the creativity, the beat production, everything that he put together, just sheer inspiration, generational talent. But then also showing that he also has the lyrical skills as well, where he's able to hold himself up there with a lot of other big heads it's rare to get the two of those together. I see you protesting a little bit, Major. It's all good. Kanye had some bars.
Kanye had writers. Kanye got a lot of writers. Ask Consequence. But go ahead, finish your point.
Probably. But nowadays, a lot of them do that. The list kind of blown off the top of that. So a lot of the folks that we thought was really up there really ain't up there, to be honest. So we'd have to crack open that can of worms, because if we start pulling that thread, we probably should. Who knows where it's going to end? But if we just take everything in face value,
fair enough.
Just what your name is on.
Yeah,
Kanye was definitely up there at that top level. So it's rare to have two of those in the same space like that.
I give him that. Okay,
so he could have definitely been that dude, and then just for all intents and purposes, a freaking tractor trailer came and sideswiped him off the road. But you know what you said, Ant, is so important, because it's the grounding. Understand, it's difficult for the regular everyday person, the average Joe, average Jane, to deal with mental illness of that sort. It's difficult. There's a lot of issues that come with it. First off, there's getting the person to treatment, if it's required, if it's severe enough. Most people who are dealing with the kind of things I suspect that Kanye is dealing with, it calls for some serious medicine. We're talking like lithium and those different kinds of things, whatever. And a lot of those people hate to be on the medication, and they'll describe it the same way. It's like you're drowning. It's like being underwater. They don't feel like themselves. They feel lifeless. It can really be a very debilitating. Sometimes for those people, the treatment is arguably just as bad as the condition itself. You don't want to lash out. You don't want to say the wrong things. You don't want to hurt people, but you also don't want to feel like you're trapped in this nightmare on top of that. So for a lot of them, it's flipping a coin. And it really comes down to your loved ones to make sure that you stay on track and keep you locked into your treatment program. That's the regular everyday person. Now imagine you're this high-level celebrity who's been able not to just touch millions, but be able to reach billionaire status now. Who's going to tell you what to do?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You literally you on some Roman emperor type stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You're hired, you're fired. Completely cut off. So you don't want to piss this person off. You don't want to get them upset. You want to stay in their good graces. We see the average celebrity that doesn't have a mental head case issue have difficulty touching the ground.
Yeah.
A lot of the way they see the world, the perception, how life is for them is so different and so far removed from the average person. They seem very out of touch. So you're already in that space. You're mentally ill. And on top of that, I'm glad you also mentioned that, because that's important, Ed. The person who did the most to keep you in touch with reality, your mother, she was your rock. She was the person who served in that capacity for you. She's gone. And you have this guilt on your chest about being responsible, being at least related to the reason why she's no longer here. That's a huge boulder to carry on your back.
It's a lot.
I really wish that, someone was able to go ahead and pull Kanye by his coat strings, but if it can't be done, this is what you're looking at. So I don't think he's acting. I think you're really seeing someone who has a perfect storm of unhinged going on in their life.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that maybe this is the reason why I say consistently that I don't believe him is because it's always very convenient when he has these outbursts. It's always when an album is coming out. It's always when he's releasing a new shoe. It's always, it's not convincing to me. But if y'all believe it, then hey, I can understand that as well. I can understand.
None of us, Ant isn't, and I'm not. We're not mental health practitioners.
Right. None of us are. Right.
And even if we were, any mental health practitioner that can be trusted, that's worth their weight in anything, will tell you that even if they're observing their behavior and saying stuff, the most they could do is make an educated assessment, because they would not be able to properly diagnose him unless they actually were to sit down there with him and run their test of criteria and test before him to see where he is. Observing from a distance and certain clips, it's not even constant evaluation. You can't properly make that kind of diagnosis. So we're definitely not equipped, but just based on what we've seen and observed, this is how it appears to us. So
at any rate, I just hope he gets some damn help. Yeah, this is ridiculous. He's destroying his legacy and himself. So it's all good. We pray for the brother and we wish him well. I want to move into this other character here too.
Before you get into that, it is documented that he is. So he sat down with a clinical, because you remember when he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016 after being hospitalized for something else, for psychiatric emergency. So yeah, he did. That's why I said. That's why I told you he was clinically under that. So that's how I know for a fact he has that. That's how I found out he was bipolar disorder, because of that.
Respectfully, Kanye can tell us anything. I still don't believe it. I'm sorry. Once you had a person who's giving you so much bullshit, it's hard to believe them. He may be telling the truth, but he can tell us anything. We don't know that, but again, I respect the school of thought. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these celebrities, they will just kind of say anything, just to get people off their ass or whatever, or just to give them an excuse to act out. And unfortunately, Kanye has burned too many bridges in terms of it's like Dr. Umar. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't believe him when he talks now because he's lied so much. And Kanye's in that same conversation for me. So it is what it is.
That's why I said when he was diagnosed with it, because it came out in the reports, he's a high profile person. So they had released it because he was in an emergency evaluation. I don't know what legal form that they had that they released it, but they were able to release it to the public. He turned around and said, they're lying. They misdiagnosed me. I don't have bipolar. So he's saying that he's normal. The clinical people are saying that he's bipolar. So that's
well, he's also said though, but he also said that he was bipolar at one point. He also did say that as well. So it's Kanye, man. I pray for the brother. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I pray for the brother. I hope he gets the help he needs. But thanks for the intel though. Sure. So moving on, we got this other character here, and I just gotta talk about this guy because he's all the rave at the moment. It's your boy right here, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy. And this is a picture of him, Lil Nas X, in his Christian era. I don't know if y'all remember that. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of celebrities just saying anything and lying and just making up shit, after Lil Nas X started getting cold and whatever the case may be, and started, getting just to the point where he couldn't release a song that anybody wanted to listen to, he started doing all these antics. And one of them was mocking Christianity. He went out of his way to mock and disrespect and outright troll Christians. Much like what Kanye is doing, in my opinion, because, he said very many blasphemous things. And then he came out talking about how Jesus was king. You know what I'm saying? But this was what he called his Christian era. And if you saw in that last article from HuffPost, they were behind him 100%. There he is in his dress holding a Bible. They were behind him 100%. In that article that I just showed with them, it talked about how he was not what's the word I'm looking for? He was not mocking Christianity. They went out of their way to publish articles saying that he was not mocking Christianity, but exploring it, and this fellow is just doing all kind of stuff. You talk about people who will do anything for attention. Lil Nas X is the poster child for that. You remember when he was pregnant? It won't let me show the image. It's for whatever reason, it won't let me show it. But
God.
No, but this guy, his antics, he's one of those people, unfortunately, that's more known for antics than he's known for anything else. He had one good song. There it is. And that was in People magazine, one of the biggest magazines in the country. Lil Nas X does a pregnancy shoot. You understand what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that we're dealing with out here. And unfortunately, they have clearly a media that will back and support them when they do all of this type of stuff. And so, this is what we have to safeguard ourselves against. And when you keep doing that type of stuff, you end up here. Now, why is this thing taking so long to play? Let me try it again. Okay, it won't play the clip of the of Lil Nas X. Right now, Lil Nas X, since it won't play the clip, I guess I just have to talk about it. Lil Nas X was caught on camera walking in the streets in his drawers, I think night before last, and it still won't play it, y'all. Okay, he was caught walking in his drawers in the streets of LA night before last. And he's walking down the street, you know, singing, and, you know, he's got on his drawers and some cowboy boots, and he's singing, he's making a fool of himself. And, you know, he's, of course, you know, it's indecent exposure, whatever the case may be. The cops came and, you know, they were trying to get him together, you know, because he just looked crazy. He looked like he was on drugs, whatever. He looked crazy. And eventually, you know, he took off his underwear and he was walking around the streets just butt ass naked with some cowboy boots on. Right. I'm almost kind of glad the video won't play. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm elated. I'm overjoyed. I am exuberant. I am making a joyful noise.
But the
within
thing
and without.
No, facts. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, it's like, you know, and what happened is they ended up arresting him because he punched a police officer. He punched him twice. He punched the officer in the face and whatever. And, you know, they don't have that. You know, you hit a cop, you going down. And so they booked him and whatever. And eventually they took him to the hospital first. And, you know, because it was a suspected overdose that was making him behave like that, whatever. And then they released him from the hospital right into custody. It was a whole thing, you understand? And this is what happens when you play with God. You know, that's what happens when you play with God, bro. It's really unfortunate that had to happen like that. But this guy, he will do anything for a little bit of attention. You know, when you're a no talent hack and you got to get out here and do that type of stuff, this is where it ends, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Y'all could cook on that for a minute. That was very disturbing, but that's all everybody's been talking about for the past couple of days.
Well, you know, it goes back to the connection between him and Kanye. They both had serious situations with their mother being lost, right? So he's another guy who lost his mother as well. From what I remember about his mother's situation, it was very horrible. I think that was one of the reasons why he was so quick to be an industry plant, because he was actually at rock bottom. I think he was homeless or something like that in the midst of when they discovered him. So it was easy for him to take a check. And I could get real deep into it of why systemic racism and white supremacy love to keep Black people, Black folks in a financial apartheid state, because it's easy to control you. It's easy to get you to do things for them without them forcing you to do it. And you end up destroying your peoples over a check. And that's basically what they used Lil Nas X for, was for propaganda, to destroy society's norms, and also to keep the hindrance of Black folks procreating by glorifying this Black man who's displaying homosexual activities or homosexual tendencies and lifestyle. Nothing wrong with being gay, but you got to understand there's a lot of gay people that don't like Lil Nas X. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand that, but think about it, right? Think about it. If you're in a community and somebody's prancing around, you know, displaying themselves and doing stuff that is very provoking to another community, the people within that community don't stand for that. So there's a lot of people in the homosexual community that don't ride with Lil Nas X and don't agree with his agendas that are being pushed behind the big corporate stage. And a lot of people don't really understand that. But I mean, if you don't believe me, hey, you don't believe me. But I'm telling you exactly what's going on behind the scene when it comes to Lil Nas X, the Sexy Reds, and all these other industry plants that really ain't come from nothing. Just out of nowhere, it became instant fame. You don't blow big like that out of nowhere like that. So you got to understand that all of this is orchestrated. To me, Lil Nas X is using this Christianity, and I'm gonna land my plane with this. He's using the Christianity because he burnt his bridge on the other side, and because he burnt his bridge on the other side and being used and abused, now psychologically he's so messed up that he has to come back to the Christian side, not because he wants to, but because he understands that Black people are very forgiving and will coddle him and have people out here campaigning for him if they see that he's coming back to the Christian side. Oh, he's trying to change his ways. God said, don't judge, don't be the first one to throw the rock. So it's now coming back over to try to get the graces of the Black folks after you done tried to shit on them for the long run. And I'll let
that was then, because that was a couple years ago when he did the whole Christian era thing. That was then, and I do agree that's probably what he was doing there. But his mom, just to clarify for the people who are watching, his mom is still alive, but she's homeless, like she's a drug addict. So maybe that's what you meant by losing her. I don't know.
I mean, she's pretty much out of it from what I understand. Subconsciously, she's not even in. He's basically had to fend for himself for a long time because of her drug addiction, if I'm not mistaken, right? So
no, it's and that is tragic. I hate to hear about that happening to anybody. It's very, very tragic. It's really hard to hear, but I would say we got to find better ways to deal with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is not it. He's going to destroy himself before it's over with. I think this video is going to play. Let me see. Hold on.
X was hospitalized after he was arrested while naked on the streets of LA.
Yes, get my good side. Every side.
Here's what happened. Montero Lamar Hill, better known as rapper Lil Nas X, was arrested Thursday morning after LA police received reports of a naked man wandering down Ventura Boulevard around 6 a.m. Video released to TMZ shows the rapper singing as he struts down the street in nothing but his underwear and a pair of white cowboy boots.
Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. Hey.
Investigators stated that Hill punched a responding officer twice in the face before he was taken into custody. Officers stated that it was unclear whether the rapper was on any substances or in mental distress at the time of the incident. The 26-year-old was taken to a nearby hospital for a suspected overdose, but was quickly discharged and taken to jail, where he was booked on the misdemeanor of obstructing an officer.
Yeah, there it is right there. There you go, Bobby. That's your boy, Bobby. Go ahead, man. It's your boy. When you see that, I don't know what
I gotta make the Bill Cosby face.
That was crazy.
Face, whatever. It's like the crazy thing for me is, and I really see why the old heads used to say, "Just keep living, boy."
Yeah.
I thought the story in the video was the craziest thing that I was gonna see and hear. But what blew my mind is the fact that he did all that, clear out his mind. He assaulted a cop not once but twice, and all he got hit was misdemeanors.
Dude, when you got them folks working with you,
now, if that ain't the evidence right now, I don't know what is. This is 2025. Let me double check my calendar right here, my watch. It's 2025. In what day and age does a black man in California slap up the CHP, slap up a police officer?
Come on now.
And get hit with a no resisting arrest?
None of that.
This man is there's several different charges going on. He's clearly disturbing the peace. I know every place has their own different wordings of it, but he's disturbing the peace. That's public indecency.
Yeah.
Man should probably be on some registry. I mean, and he not just the draws, he took the draws off and was letting it all hang out.
Yeah.
So there's public indecency. If there was a substance involved, he's getting booked for that. If it's mental illness that doesn't invalidate the previous two charges, and then he puts hands on a police officer, and all you walk out with is a misdemeanor.
Yo,
I know there are so many brothers right now that got locked up on Friday evening that wish that the only charge they got was a misdemeanor.
Facts. Facts.
You can't
Hey,
make this stuff up, boy.
When you're an Illuminati booty snatcher, hey, you dig? It just this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the protection.
When you volunteer for bussy duty, boy, let me tell you
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, this is a dude who, from his inception, it's always been abundantly clear that he's going to make a career for himself off of controversy. He has no talent to speak of. He has none. So
Facts.
the only way he can possibly be relevant, make a name, make a buzz for himself, is to do crazy, insane, inane acts, make outlandish songs, and do things to keep his name out there. Because unfortunately, the three adages of attention are always true. You can always make a profit off of sex, death, and controversy. And unfortunately, controversy doesn't matter what it is. It's the lowest hanging. It's not even low hanging fruit. It's fruit that's off the tree, rolled in the dirt, full of rot and filth on it. But it's always going to sell, unfortunately.
Always.
And the media will always be right there to go with it, because the media always runs off the narrative of if it bleeds, it leads. So there's no ethics, there's no compassion or compunction, there's no obligation or morality to the people in the public health. It's just, hey, this is going to get eyeballs, so let's run with it.
Yeah.
So he's always going to have himself an audience until people just no longer are checking for what he wants to hear. And then we know how white supremacy moves. They always X their tools when they're done using them.
Yeah.
But thus far, he's proven that he is a ready, willing, and able tool. And I'm glad you mentioned that about his mother. I didn't know that was the situation with his mother. These parasites, they like to creep in on the broken. They like to see a person that's down on the luck, that they're going through it. They like to stick their face, because, and I think we spoke about this before. When you up high, you can't get touched with that kind of stuff. That's why I always say, don't ever go into the supermarket hungry, because when you're hungry, you're going to go for anything. But when you have principles, when you're up high, when you're not needy, you can't be easily assuaged. So this is one of the reasons why it might not happen in a public case where they're giving you deals to be a plant, but even in your regular everyday life, there are people that only like to be around you because they see that you're down. They want to prey off of you. Folks, Kanye and now not Lil Nas, whatever. It's important when you're going through it, please seek help.
Yeah.
There is no shame in saying that you need help. There's strength in saying that you need help. It's a sign of strength, because you're saying, I'm not ready to throw the towel in just yet. I want to still keep on fighting, but I need some backup. I need some reinforcements to go ahead and fight this fight. Please seek help, seek treatment, seek therapy if you need it. If you have a medical diagnosis, please take your medication.
Come on now.
If you have loved ones that you know need assistance, they need help, they need therapy, they need to stay on the meds, it's a burden. But if you love that person, take that as your obligation. I want to make sure my person is good. I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to give them whatever support I can so they can be their best self. We have to do this.
Facts. All right. Bobby Drake, you cooked on that. Folks, y'all got it. Y'all, bruh, it's imperative. And like I said, the crying shame about most of these characters, they are destroying their legacies. Like these next couple people we're going to talk about right now. This is, oh my God.
And now it's time for trending celebrity news. Take it away, fellas.
Yeah,
thank you, Sasha. Appreciate it.
That's Layla.
I said what I said.
But yo, this is what it is, right? You said Sasha last time. Yo, so check it out, man. This is where we are, man. This is where we are. You know where that's from?
Unfortunately.
Drake is boasting about how he's bought Tupac's Death Row Records chain, because that's what Drake is in the business of nowadays. It just is what it is. This is what Drake is in the business of nowadays. Drake reportedly requests documents related to domestic violence involving Kendrick Lamar in UMG lawsuit. So this fool is requesting that UMG, the label he's suing because he lost the rap battle, he's requesting that they give him documents relating to domestic violence involving Kendrick Lamar and UMG lawsuit. And also, if that wasn't enough, you know, if you read the fine print here, he's also saying that he's requesting documentation relating to David Isaac Freely, aka Dave Free, and his relationship with Kendrick Lamar Duckworth and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's children. So this fool is like, okay, since I said what I said in the battle about your kids not being your kids, and you know, you beat your wife or whatever, I want to see documentation from your label because I know you got documentation on it because I know y'all talked about it. Yes, I do. You want to see that documentation now because you mad that you lost the rap battle. Talk about people tarnishing their legacy. Even Drake's fans are like, at this point, God damn, bro, just take the L. What's the problem here? Like, really, dog? This is what we doing? And I'm sorry if you're OV Ho at this point, I'm looking at you sideways, bro. Like, is that your man's? Is that your man's? Because this just don't make no damn sense. You know, it's just on another level at this point. And if that ain't bad enough, for you, well, you got this character here, Nicki Minaj, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. This is after they selected Kendrick Lamar to perform at the Super Bowl. Lil Wayne, the GOAT? First of all, Lil Wayne ain't no GOAT of nothing, but that's beside the point. What's good? Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out in LA, a white man. Shit sad. House nigger things. This is some coon ass shit. Like, you putting this up here, comparing Jay to the white man and what he did in LA that has nothing to do with anything. This is some coon ass shit. And she keeps on. She's been doing this for the last few months. Then she starts dissing SZA. Does SZA think she's more successful than me? Y'all catch me up, please. SZA, if every song you've ever done vanished right now, the music business wouldn't even miss you. I've been to countries that never even heard of you. I know you're not that stupid, are you? Stadiums. Did you look at the venues I played on my own headline schedule festival tour out in out of the country last year? Have you ever headlined 80,000 people? Bitch, what have you ever done besides yodel with auto-tune? Hey, look, that don't mean that she can't be telling the truth in part, but I'm just saying, like, this is totally unnecessary, totally unprovoked, and these two are really going out of their way lately to just do any and everything to get attention. She was getting into it with what's the guy, the former Dallas Cowboys player, the receiver?
What's his name that was begging for the ball?
Dez Bryant?
Dez
Bryant. She had a whole Twitter war with Dez Bryant. She is just on Twitter, just tirading and Drake is doing the same thing. You know, he putting out these songs that ain't going nowhere. And it's like, nigga, you an artist. Both of you. You are artists. And in the past couple years with Nicki, it's been what, about 5-6 years since she had a hit record or a good record. She got some features. That song with Lil Uzi Vert is the only one I can think of. Some good features, but like, she ain't put out no good, solid music from what I've heard. You understand what I'm saying? Drake, ever since the battle, I don't know who Drake is. You understand what I'm saying? This is getting bad. But like, bruh, I hate to see people, again, destroy their legacy like this, just struggling for attention. You know, all the attention is on Kendrick now, so Drake is about to lose his shit. You know, just make music, man. Just make good music. You lost. Take the L and move on. Same with Nicki. It ain't really your time right now. just take the L and move on. Go back to the lab. Back to the lab. In the words of the great Rakim, go back to the lab, cook up some new shit, come out with some different shit next time, and let it be fly. You know what I'm saying? But like, they think they're going the way of the Instagram generation. Well, I'm gonna just come out and say some stupid shit or do some stupid shit so people can look at me, like Jason Black says. You know what I'm saying? And bruh, you're tarnished, you're destroying your legacy. We listened to you because we thought that you had some level of skill. I've never been a Drake fan in particular, but I can't say that I don't like any Drake songs. He got a couple songs that, okay, but again, with this one, stay in your lane. Hotline Bling, that's your lane. On his new song, he got 100 guns out on the lawn, and he what are we doing? You ain't no killer. You know what I'm saying? It's just not you. It's cringy. It's like, God damn, if fame is this bad, I understand why some people just leave the game altogether. You don't hear from their ass no more. Because at this point, it's like, it's just fucking you up. I don't know, man. Cook on that. Talk to me, because that's just bizarre as hell to me.
A lot of people don't even realize that Drake is an industry plant.
Oh, yes, he is. The biggest one. The biggest one.
I don't think people know the backstory of Drake, where he couldn't rap, he couldn't do nothing. They gave him ghostwriters, they did all of this. And as far as UMG, he talks about them inflating Kendrick's numbers, but there's no other artist that get more inflated numbers and more help than Drake.
Facts.
And that's just what it is. But so many people love and idolize Drake so much that they won't open their eyes to see what's really going on and how they're being played, And they were talking about, oh, Kendrick is taking out Drake because Drake is out here helping. Drake ain't helping nobody. What you mean? That's the most bullshit shit I ever heard during that whole Kendrick beef, that Drake was out here trying to help the black community and they're using Kendrick as a plant to take him down. That's why. No, it's not. It's bullshit. Because let me tell you something. If Drake was really out here helping the people, he would be building all type of shit, especially with the money and the accesses and the resources he had. He would be building all type of Black Wall Streets all over. Drake don't care about black folks, because at the end of the day, just like our late great Francis Weldon, Cress Weldon always used to say, you pretty much take the ideology of your main parent that you be with, and his main parent is the Jewish white woman. So that's where your ideology is, and that's why Kendrick killed you in the battle when he called you a colonizer and doing what you did in ATL. You know what I'm saying? So he's been hitting you with facts, and it hurts, because facts is something that you can't emotionally destroy. And that's why you're going on this emotional tirade, because you're trying to overcome and erase the facts that Kendrick hit you with. And it's not going away, because facts is facts. No matter what you do, when you wake up, those same statistics and factual receipts is going to be there the next day. All right. So I wanted to say with Drake, right? Drake has this shit going on and always this antics. He also started a little beef back with Pusha T recently. You guys heard about that? Yeah. All right. So he went on to Twitter and he attacked Pusha T, and Drake said, I don't want to lie. I know Pusha T did win the beef, but it's also pretty sad that I'm out here performing and making millions, laughing out loud. If I was him, I would be mad as fuck seeing someone I diss still making so much bread and impact the music scene. Pusha T responded with the tweet, my ninja, that beef wasn't about ending your career. I wanted you to be a figure to your child, and you instantly became one and started to post your child freely after that. I won for bullying you into fatherhood. Man, that was the most powerful fucking clap back that
blood clot.
Let me tell you something.
Leave them boys from Virginia alone.
Don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. So when you look at the whole thing that you tried to secretly hide your child, because that's what you were doing, because you weren't man enough to link up with a woman that was supposed to be of substance, you end up getting some kind of, and no disparage to his child's mother, but she wasn't the cream of the crop. You actually had to pay
She's
for
a
her to
cornbread.
you had to
It
pay
is what
for
it
her
is.
to get her body done up, so that way when you present it in the public as your baby mom's, people could say, oh, she looks good. But all of that was composed of and everything like that. You chose wrong. You did your whole thing wrong. You just been running wrong because you never had a solid father in your life like that. No diss to his pops, but you were more around your mother than your father. And now you start to see the feminine ways coming out because of that. And now, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at all those things that people striving for attention, you got to look at the people around them, especially Nicki Minaj. You don't get no clout from anybody, especially not from me, after the fact that you went out there and married a pedophile. And I'll land my plane on that.
Whoa, shots fired. Shit. Whoa, shit. Whoa. Bobby Drake, you gotta follow that. Bobby Drake, you gotta follow that, dog. You gotta top that.
Hey,
damn.
You watch your mouth. Who you think you're talking to? You don't do all that and then pass me the mic. Don't do that. I need a fire extinguisher.
Oh shit!
Lord have mercy. But hey, but all I can say is, did he lie? Did the man lie? No, he did not.
I mean, according to Des Bryant, Des Bryant went in. He said the same thing. Like, bitch, you talking?
I just find it amazing, and see, this is why they ain't gonna never beat them allegations. They can't do it. Again, we have another case. That's not to say that all attention seekers are, but a lot of these tethers are attention seekers. You got this woman, Nicole Minaj, out here, got the audacity, like she went ball out of control with the Amex Platinum card in Goodwill, to snatch up all the audacity possible, talking about how the city's a bunch of house niggas because Eminem, a white man, brought a 50 Cent out there.
I had to
you
point
looked
out
out for him and
how coonish
everything.
that was. She's such a coon.
This broad,
Sambo,
this plastic, anything goes with Play-Doh heifer, has never once in her life breathed anything pertaining to black issues.
Never.
She has never even been accidentally on code. And the one time you want to try and invoke and play that card is because your boy didn't get a nod for the Super Bowl.
And you want to bring in the white man to make a point. Wow.
Boy, I wish I worked at ICE so I could personally process her paperwork to get deported. Get up out of here. Take her and her pedo god
facts
husband of hers over there back to Trinidad and Tobago. Let them go deal with her over there. Let her start go making a rap infused chutney and soca music over there. Go do that. Get out of here. Got the nerve to weigh it. But once again, and the crazy part is they keep on validating everything Kendrick said. They don't like us.
They do.
Do not like them. You're proving it.
It's ridiculous.
You got one label mate over here behaving entirely like his mother, behaving like a whole entire baby hat Karen. And you got this broad over here on nonstop tether babble. You can't make this up.
It boggles the mind, bro.
This up. But again, it just goes to show you. And I am I'm just so severely disappointed. But then again, I don't know if I can even be disappointed because, well, let me just say, based off of prior knowledge, what I thought I knew about them, Minaj has been confirmed, Drake it has been, but I wasn't so much aware of Nicki, but I was definitely aware of Drake before he got signed and everything.
Yeah.
And to this day, I still consider his mixtapes, especially So Far Gone. But So Far Gone, comeback season. I consider those still to be two of the best mixtapes ever dropped. Not giving them the top spot, not giving them maybe top 3, but probably in the top 10. I definitely have them up. Those mixtapes were so dope and they were so fresh.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, I love they got a deal, but I said, no, I don't want him to go mainstream because I feel they're going to taint him. He's going to take him a different trajectory. But this dude right here, I know a whole bunch of other cats that knew about him as well, too, and no one else knew about him. And we all felt like, man, we feel like we're exclusive, like we have something special here.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't get corrupted.
Uh-huh.
And gradually, you could just see with each album that came out, but he's straying from the secret sauce. He's straying, he's straying from the formula. And it's just been a shame to watch the decline. From what I heard, Nicki was the same way before she got that deal, too. She was fire when she came out as well, too. And sure enough, as soon as they got put on the mainstream, you just see the A&R working, just rewiring their whole career persona. Now they're unrecognizable. I don't recognize the Drake that's putting on music today.
Me
when
neither.
I compare him to the Drake from October's very own. I don't know the guy.
And even
It's
then,
sad.
you know, when you analyze it, you see this guy never wrote his own shit. He said, I always think, when I think old Drake, I think back to that interview or that session where he was at the radio station with Funkmaster Flex and he's reading off his phone and he still couldn't even rap. You reading the shit and you can't rap? Come on, man.
If I
This
saw
nigga's
that
a
back
plant.
then, boy, that'd have cut everything off right then and there. But once you found that out, then you know what? It makes sense now. It's like I get it now.
Yeah.
1 plus
He is
1
a-
can only add up to 2. 1
Mhm.
plus 1 ain't gonna give you 3. It's not gonna give you asparagus. It's not gonna give you turkey leg. 1 plus 1 can only give you 2.
Facts.
How could it be anything but?
He is a professional reciter, as far as I'm concerned. That's just how I feel.
Actually, the funny thing is, you know what? I wouldn't say he's a plant. I'd say that he is still working his first job. He originally came out to the world as an actor.
As an actor.
Degrassi, the boy's still acting.
Yeah.
And now he's out here
told no
filing
lie.
lawsuits to try to help keep up his fake image. Now he's a crisis actor.
He ain't
The
told
boy-
no lie.
The boy might be the greatest thespian of all time. We might need to move Denzel Washington aside.
Facts.
Get Anthony Hopkins, Robert De
Hey.
Niro. No. We have Aubrey Drizzy Graham. That's
And you know what my
he might be the
response is to
greatest
that?
actor ever.
You know what my response is to that? No lie, no lie, no lie. Yeah. No lie.
I do want to say this, right?
Go ahead.
I do want to say this, that and this is serious to all the women out here that's watching. When y'all go around here and y'all say black men don't protect black women and all that nonsense trope you guys be projecting,
Yeah.
why y'all don't call out women that set black men up against each other to get killed? Let's not act like Nicki Minaj wasn't out here poking the bear with Des Bryant, and then all of a sudden she talking about, oh, I'll get my husband to beat you in the ring. And Des Bryant was like, well, go get him. He was like, go, I'll put $10 million up. He said, let's do it. And you so loud about everything and you want to be in everybody's business. But here you got Des Bryant who didn't back down and is with the shits. And now all of a sudden you quiet. Why are you not setting that up? Right? Why are you not setting that up? If it's you could do it for charity or whatever, a boxing in the ring or whatever the case may be, set it up. Yes, Brian said he'll box your husband in a whatever style match, but you not
Get Jake
doing
Paul to
nothing.
run it.
Yeah, you're not saying nothing now. Now you cowering down because you put your husband in a situation he probably didn't even want to be in. But if this was regular women, if this was a regular woman and these were two regular guys, you now put both of these guys in jeopardy at each other for one to go to jail and another person to be killed. And this is the continuous behavior that a lot of women don't talk about. It's the elephant in the room that get a lot of brothers incarcerated and a lot of brothers getting put in the dirt.
Proxy violence. I keep talking about it. Proxy
Facts.
violence.
And that's not the first time, because she also had this guy trying to get him to fight Offset. You understand? This toxic ass bitch also had this guy trying to get him to fight Offset. Remember that? It was a few months back. She's trying to get him to fight Offset because something happened behind the stage at some concert, and I'll get my husband. That is the mark of a low energy mutt. Somebody who puts that type of energy out there, dog.
All that man wants to do is to sit back and enjoy his kitty magazines and with his telescope looking in local playgrounds and preschools in peace. He ain't trying to throw hands with no pro ballers. Let that man partake of children in peace.
Ridiculous, bro.
Stop disrupting his pedophile life.
It's despicable.
He's not a boxer. That's not what he does.
I have children. I have a special disdain for those type of women that try to set dudes up, man. That's despicable. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep it moving. We gotta do this, man, for the culture.
We're going down, y'all. Now it's time for hell yeah or hell nah. Yeah. Yes, girl.
All right. So it's time for hell yeah, hell nah in this bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
It's been a minute.
ASAP Rocky.
It's been a minute.
ASAP Rocky.
Hell yeah. I like ASAP. I think ASAP is cool.
It's a
you talking about music? You talking about music wise?
I'm talking about generally. It's a hell nah for me, music and otherwise.
Oh,
I'll tell you why later.
I like his music, but not anything else.
Hey, ever since I've seen him with that video doing that satanic ritual, I'll pass. Go ahead. Look at the What's Up video. Check it out. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm talking about his early shit, not before he got with Rihanna shit.
That was early. Go ahead, Bobby.
I was gonna say hell no. There's a couple tracks that he has out that are fire. That is
okay.
Decent, but overall,
I got 15 names here, Bobby. He's got to move quick.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, hell no. All right.
ASAP Ferg, hell yeah.
Okay, hell no for ASAP Rocky. Ari Lennox. Hell no for me. Ever since she came out talking all this bullshit about how about Martin and Bernie Mac.
Oh no.
I'm good. Hell no, hell no. What about you, Bobby? I know that's your baby mama.
For better for worse, I'm standing by my wife. Hell yeah.
All right, so Bobby,
we're working it out. I'm working
simping.
with her, man.
Bobby's still simping. He said hell yeah. Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett. It's a hell no for me. It's a hell no.
Okay.
Kamala Harris Part 2.
All right. Bobby said hell no.
Thank you. Thank you, union members.
Facts. 21 Savage.
No.
Hell yeah for me. I'm sorry. 21 Savage is my guilty pleasure. I like his voice. I like the way he rap. I know that he's low energy, but I like the way his music sounds. Go ahead, Bobby.
Hell yeah to the trajectory he's made, because ever since I guess J. Cole whoever pulled him aside to kind of talk to him, he's kind of changed his life a little bit, or at least his way he thinks. So kudos to that. And he is flowing better since then, but it's still a hell no for me.
We'll get it. We'll get that. Let God sort them out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Huh?
Hell, let God sort them out.
Who's that?
The new Clips album, man. What you mean?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You thought he was talking about? He thought you was talking about 21 Savage.
No. I thought you was continuing with that when you said
no.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah, boy.
Here's another universal one. Jadakiss. Hell yeah.
Jadakiss. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Kiss of death. Yes, sir.
I. Des Bryant. Hell yeah.
Nah, hell nah for me.
Yeah.
Nah,
I like Des Bryant.
Nah, he was kiss assing. You remember he was kiss assing his owner for a long time. He was on some.
You know what? You're right. I take that back. Hell no. Yeah, you're right.
At Dallas. So
as a player, hell yeah.
As a player, yeah. But outside of the field, nah.
Yeah, hell no.
Raekwon the Chef.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Word up, peace, incarcerated Scarfaces.
His new album is fire too, all of them.
Yeah, Deborah Cox.
Oh, hell yeah, that's my wife.
Hell yeah,
hell yeah. I fucks with Deborah Cox.
Hell yeah.
Heavy.
Hell yeah.
Heavy sister.
That's my wife.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I fucks with Lamar. Yeah, I
Lamar Jackson. Hell yeah.
That brother's been good to me over the years.
Yeah,
my
man.
fantasy team.
He actually turned down. He actually turned down some developers that was trying to use his name for $10 million, and he was like,
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Shout out to him for that. That was dope.
He's a solid brother. Shout out South Florida.
Out Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Taylor Rooks. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Taylor Rooks, the girl, the sportscaster. We talked about it last week. The one who had the show with Joy Taylor.
Oh, the one that parted ways.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to that. Yes.
Taylor Rooks, that's a good sister. Good sister.
Yes, indeed.
Kid Cudi.
Huh?
Hell no. Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi.
Oh, no.
Hell no. Ever since he came out with that wedding dress, nigga, no, we not doing that.
He ain't been the same after that album.
I'm just saying. Zendaya.
Hell no. I don't like Zendaya.
Hell no. I mean, I hear things about her that are good, but I just don't see any talent. So I had to say hell no.
She's a Disney plant. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think so too. Bobby?
I'm neutral. I think
hell yeah, hell no, Bobby.
I don't have to think either way.
Bobby.
She exactly what they want.
The show is called Hell Yeah, Hell No, Bobby. Pick one.
Hell yeah, no.
And last but not least, Meek Mill.
Hell no.
Hell no. I'm done with
Cheek Mills? Nah, Cheek Mills is out there.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work, man. That's
pretty
nasty
much
work.
Chic Mill. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Next segment.
Dear men, tell me what.
No, that's not it. Damn it. I hate it when it does that.
This is the Crown Check segment where we honor our queens. Respect.
All right, so for our crown check this week, we have our good sister, Charlotte Fortin Grimke. She was the first Black teacher to work in the Penn School in South Carolina, a school established to educate newly freed Black slaves after the Civil War. Later, she worked with the U.S. Treasury Department to help recruit Black educators. I cannot tell you how important it is to have sisters like this around. At the end of the day, she's just one of those down-ass sisters who got hers and went back to help other brothers and sisters out. She was an African-American anti-slavery activist and educator, grew up in a prominent as an abolitionist family in Pennsylvania, and taught school for years, including during the Civil War, to freedmen. And that is our crown check for today. That is our good sister, Charlotte Fortin Grimke. If you didn't know, now you know. All right. So, gentlemen, closing comments. Talk to me.
Shout out to that sister for building the school. Oh no!
Hey, man.
I can't.
Hey, you're a fool. You're a fool.
Do it.
Excellent crown check.
Yeah,
excellent
I
crown check,
can't
man.
do
I
it.
didn't know about that. That was a great find.
Yes.
Shout out to the sister that really impacted a lot of what we go through today, because educating the slaves at that time, and those slaves end up being impactful and doing some great work that paved the way for the life we live today. So without her, risking her life, because you remember, educating slaves was a very known sin and something that would cost you your life of doing. They didn't want people to educate slaves. So for her to risk her life for the embetterment of her people, that generations later benefited in a large, vast amount, that just is significant kudos to her and what she did. That's legendary.
Powerful sister.
Very powerful, man. So great crown check. Like I said, great show tonight. I hope everybody took in what they need to take in. And we're just out here trying to educate people and let you guys see what the real deal is, and talk about topics and issues that a lot of people aren't bringing to the forefront and not giving you the correct way of looking at things from a different viewpoint and a standpoint. And I'll land my plane on that.
Yes, sir. Bobby Drake, what's going on?
Tip of my hat to the sister. Appreciate the work that she put in. That's what we need more of, man. Once we have people get to certain levels, understand there needs to be a sense of obligation when it comes to giving back. When you get up there, especially if you rise up through the ranks on the shoulders and the backs of your people, it's important that you reach that hand back down once you're there and you start paying it forward. And the funny thing is, it shouldn't be done for this reason, but we've seen a lot of folks over the years get hemmed up in one way or another, and they never had a support system in place to have their back, whether they were in the right or in the wrong, because once they got their position, it was all about them.
Yeah.
They were so busy living their life, so busy just being in that atmosphere and just embodying their position or whatever, just being in there. They never thought, let me dig back and actually create some infrastructure. Let me bring my people up here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, you naturally have that support system in place where anyone that tries to come at you, it ain't just you. They got a whole team they got to get through now because you've insulated yourself. You brought people up along with you, and those people have an investment in you as well. But when you decide, I got up here, see how when y'all get here, y'all got to do the best that you can. Just understand that it's going to be real lonely up there for you. And if you're lonely, we know that you were sitting duck. And we know that powers that be, they like sitting ducks. They like easy targets. They don't have to work too much. They can just snap the finger and bring you down whenever they feel like it.
There it is.
So I hope that lesson imprints itself on folks going forward. And again, it shouldn't be for looking out for your own behind, but it should be because you genuinely want to see your people come up along with you. That's what it should be about.
Yes.
As far as the greater picture goes, hope tonight was very informative. Look, people, understand quality is going to trump quantity every single time.
Yes.
We talked about some folk. We started off the show, not intending to, but we started off the show talking about quality and how it'll always last and stand the test of time. If you are of quality, if you're a quality person, produce quality. If you stand for and represent quality, there will always be a seat at the table for you. There'll always be a key to the door. You can never be locked out because you always have the stuff, the secret sauce. You don't have quality, then you got to resort to attention whoring antics.
Yeah.
You gotta revert to showing your bussy out here to advance. You got to rely on sex to get ahead. You have to rely on everything else but actual talent and skill to get ahead. And just understand, there are many people that have come to prominence doing that. So it's not like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But the problem is it has a very, very brief expiration date. You only got so long to work that. And once it finally bottoms up, there's nothing you can do to get back in the race.
It's a wrap.
Dedicate yourself to improving in your craft. Whatever it is you put yourself to, you put your hand to, master it. Become a goat in that thing. And also, if you have other talents, maybe that's not for you. Whatever it is you're good at, apply yourself to that. And if you really have a passion here, let that be a little passion project. You do it on the side because you like it, because it brings you joy. But what you're actually good at is what brings in the bucks. That's what's taking you to where you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
That's making the adjustment, people. We don't need more clowns out here in the world. We need people that have some substance, that have something to give to the world at large.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Come on now.
So make sure you spread this message. If this resonated with you, if you felt this in here somewhere, make sure you hit the like button. You should have done it already. But you forget, it's okay. We understand.
Hit the likes.
Button. Share it. Subscribe. Pass the word on. And that bell icon that's above our heads, make sure you flick that thing one time, man. We are not going to bother you. We're not going to ask you for money for the school. We're not going to petition you for donations, gifts, invoices. We're not going to ask you for that. We're not trying to build the Major Gage, Malcolm Anthony, Drake, Bobby School for boys. But when it's time for us to go on the air and speak to the culture, speak for the culture, you'll get the knowledge so you can join us and be part of the discussion.
There you go.
Give thanks to all the folks that join us live in the chat, all our IG peoples, our Facebook peoples, our YouTube family. We appreciate y'all, whether you're watching this live or recorded. Stay up, stay blessed. We'll catch y'all next week. Same time, same place, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
I got a brother on my right. His name is Major Gage.
Yeah.
I got a good one on my left. He's Anthony Malcolm. And I'm yours truly, the Bobby Drake. And we are Manversations 2020.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there, you gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.